Hey everybody, it's Chase with American Vintage Pop Culture again, and today with summer starting, I figured I would share with you my top 20 favorite summertime vibe movies, and I probably got a few little surprises in there for you. So let's go celebrate the kickoff of summertime together. Pop that tape in, I got you. Let's go do this. All right, so my top 20 list of summertime films is not just like necessarily films that take place in the summertime or on summer vacation, while they might do that and some of them might do that. They are movies that I watch in the summertime that just kind of give me the old school lazy days of summer vibe. Just that sort of feeling, like the same way that you could pick movies that would give you a Christmas time vibe or a Halloween time or fall vibe. These give me summertime vibe. All those things that conjure up summer and summer vacation. So I've got 20 films. I think it's 20. It should be 19 here physically, and one that I actually do not have on physical media, and that's the one that we're going to start out with. And it is one from the 1980s, and I don't have the date in front of me. I want to say it's like 85, 1985 or 1986, and it stars a young Johnny Depp, and that is Private Resort. It's a fun romp. It's like an 80s beachy poolside, type sex comedy, and Leslie Easterbrook is in it, and she is beautiful, and Johnny Depp gets caught with her, and it is a fun movie. And it just kind of gives me those vibes because the whole thing takes place at like a beachside resort, and they're working there, and it just has those classic summertime vibes. But I don't have that one on physical media, so that one's going to be on my list to get because it is a lot of fun. The next one comes from the early 90s, and oddly enough, this one is one that my grandmother took me to see, and it it was because at the time I thought that teenage Katherine Heigl was absolutely beautiful, and my grandmother thought Gerard Depardieu was funny. So we went and saw My Father, the Hero at the movie theater. And I want to say this is like 92, 93-ish, somewhere right there. I cannot read the small print, but a young Katherine Heigl. She's kind of like estranged from her father, and he's taking her on a summertime trip, and he's French, obviously, and she has this idea of, being French and sophisticated, and she's at that sort of in-between age. Like, I think she's playing like 16 years old in the movie, but I think she's like really like 19 or something. And she's in love with she falls in love with a younger boy, or with a boy there who's older than her, and she's like being too old for her age, and her father doesn't know what to do with it because he still thinks of her as this little girl. And there's a scene where she puts on a thong, and it is absolutely hilarious watching Gerard Depardieu freak out. And then she pretends that to the boy that she likes that he is her boyfriend, that her dad is her boyfriend. It's kind of messed up, but it's fun, and it takes place there, and that's just one of those that gives me those vibes. Another one, no question whatsoever, one of my favorite summertime movies, with a soundtrack largely supplied by 80s rock and Jimmy Buffett. And the theme song is by Jimmy Buffett, and I'm a big Jimmy Buffett fan, and a big John Candy fan. That is Summer Rental, and I absolutely love this movie. John Candy is one of actually my favorite John Candy movies. I think it's maybe a little bit underrated, and it is absolutely hilarious. I'm in Georgia. I'm in the Atlanta area, and he is supposed to be an air traffic controller who works in the Atlanta airport here, and he takes his family to Daytona or around Daytona, somewhere supposed to be like Daytona in Florida for vacation. And they're gone for like a month, and hilarity ensues. This stars also Richard Crenna as the asshole rich guy local in Florida who gives John Candy and his family a hard time. He learns how to sail, and the whole family comes. It's just a lot of fun. I highly recommend summer rental for all of those 80s and summertime vibes. Another one that I have on VHS, pulling out the VHS for you, is Dirty Dancing. You've got to have Dirty Dancing. I mean, it's a summertime movie. You got Patrick Swayze. I mean, come on. I've got it on DVD in here somewhere. I got to get a new. I got to get a new updated version. But look, I still have this VHS. It's never been open of Dirty Dancing, and it's not like a newly purchased. It's been there a while. I've just kind of held on to it and didn't open it because I had it on DVD, and I still do somewhere. But this is definitely a summertime movie, and I mean, it's more of a period piece because it goes back to the 50s a little bit. I think it's the 50s. And isn't it the 50s? Or is it the 60s? But the dance scene at the end, I mean, come on. That is absolute awesome, iconic. Nobody puts Baby in a corner. You can't have you can't have the summer without Dirty Dancing. Don't leave it in the corner. Check it out. Maybe even on VHS. Another one is Point Break. I mean, Point Break's going to be on a lot of my lists because it's just one of my favorite movies ever. And I'm going to do a deep dive into this one day about how this was directed. Let's just say that. And I love this movie. Of course, you have the dead presidents who are surfers, and Johnny Utah who joins them, and it's like the endless summer thing. So definitely gives you those summertime vibes a little bit at the beach. And we're going to save that one for later. Now, this next one, I might catch a little grief for. I know there's some people who get down on Adam Sandler. But I think it's funny. He has made a living, like, kind of going on vacation with a lot of his movies. And this one, Just Go With It, with Jennifer Aniston, definitely fits that bill. Like, it is, they end up in Hawaii for most of it. So it just has that sort of beachy feel to it. Maybe not as much nostalgia as some of the others, but, they're on vacation. It kind of puts you in that vacation mood. So, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun, but only in the movies would Adam Sandler have both Jennifer Aniston and Brooklyn Decker fighting over him. This next one is interesting, and it's one in a couple, or it's one of two in this series. And this one kind of takes place partially in summer, if I can remember correctly. But it kind of has those vibes because they're just the way the movie is. And I am partial to this because this filmed here, and I actually worked on this film for 17 days. I actually worked on this film, and that's American Reunion. It's filmed about an hour from my house. And like I said, I worked on it for 17 days. And you can actually see me pop up probably also in the background a couple of times. I actually had a line in this movie that I got paid for that got cut out. And I'm not an actor, I'm a writer and director, but for this it was fun. I basically just yelled, "Yeah, let's play it." And that's pretty much it. It just kind of has all those vibes, and it had the whole crew back together again, and I'm a little partial to it, so it was filmed over the summer. It reminds me of that. Let's see. The next one, you're going to kill me for the copy that I have to show you, but I actually do not have any other copies of any of these movies. And I got to get the Scream Factory big box set. I had all these on VHS, but I don't have them out here. So the only physical copy I could get, it will have to represent the whole series. Now, this is a whole series that I watch during the summer every year. Now, a lot of people watch this around Halloween because it's horror. It's a horror series, and I watch it around then too. But for me, it kind of makes me think of summer vacation, and I think I watched a lot of these movies, renting them on tape over my summer vacations, and that is basically any film in the Friday the 13th franchise. I mean, how can you not like it? A lot of them, they take place at the summer camp at Camp Crystal Lake, or people are going for vacation. They're going to the lake. A lot of them take place. So any of those that take place at Camp Crystal Lake, definitely summertime, but I associate all Friday the 13th movies with summertime. And I think it's because of them taking place at a summer camp and having camp counselors and that whole 80s vibe of camp counselors and all this kind of stuff, and the drinking and the partying in the lakes and having fun. And then we probably spent a lot of our nights in the hot summer nights here in Georgia, especially at my grandparents' farmhouse that had no air conditioning. We spent a lot of nights hanging out, being very still at the end of the night, trying not to get hot in front of a box fan, watching some old Friday the 13th on VHS. And that's why these movies give me summer vibes. And I know that might seem weird, but they absolutely do. Another one you don't know because Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. It's Euro Trip. And this one is kind of like a under the radar fun one. And how they got Matt Damon and Kristen Crook to do that stuff at the beginning of this movie cracks me up, with the whole Scotty didn't know, and Matt Damon is like a skinhead punk rocker, and it's just absolutely hilarious to me. But it is a fun, kind of like old school sex comedy romp running through Europe and everything. And Michelle Trachtenberg is actually awesome in this, and which is funny because I was not the biggest fan of her on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but this movie is absolutely a lot of fun, and kind of it kind of has that 80s comedy vibe to it. So it has the summer vibes going too. Make sure you check that one out. All right, these are in no particular order, by the way. They're not like ranked or anything. So let me move on to one that I actually just picked up recently. And I've seen it before, and that is Joysticks. Now, this is definitely an 80s movie, summer vibe movie. Gives you all those feels with the girls in the bathing suits and the short shorts and the guys, and it's kind of like a beachside arcade feeling, and, you know, don't mess with people's arcades. And you got Joe Don Baker in there, and, you know, it's a lot of fun, and definitely with like the arcade stuff and just the look and the feel. It kind of gives those old school vibes, like you should be roller skating like down the beach with like a wax cup of Coke in your hand and your Sony Walkman headphones on your ears, just like the whole full meal deal, smelling like suntan lotion. Joysticks. All right, moving right along here in our summertime vibes. Let's go to another one that is kind of like a family fun. This is a very underrated movie, in my opinion. And sorry for the light reflecting there. That is Captain Ron. This stars Kurt Russell as basically a good-natured kind of hustler who knows his stuff. He captains this family through the Caribbean, basically for the summer on this old boat, and hilarity ensues. One of my favorite scenes is when Martin Short and his wife get caught in the shower on the boat, and it's filling up with water, and they're in there, you know, otherwise occupied, not paying attention to it filling up with water until it gets over knee deep, and then they can't get the door open, and the water's not leaking out, so it's filling all the way up, and they can't get out. And finally Ron has to come in there and get them open, and they're, you know, like naked, and they go swishing across. It's funny. It is absolutely a funny movie, and it is definitely one worth checking out. I love Kurt Russell in pretty much anything, so you put him in this, I would like to see a new release of this. I only have this DVD. I only have DVDs for a lot of these older ones, so either I'm just missing them and I haven't found them yet, or it's time for somebody to upgrade these, but I'm still not getting rid of my DVDs. Another one that takes place in Hawaii. Hawaii seems to be a favorite of filmmakers to go to. I wonder why. This one was actually filmed on location in Hawaii too, and I am talking about Forgetting Sarah Marshall here, and Inside of You, Inside of You. This movie with Russell Brand doing his stuff, and I love Jason Segel, and again, this is another one of those movies with Jason. I know you helped. I think you wrote the movie, and you have Kristen Bell and Mila Kunis both fighting over you. In Hawaii. But I love it. It is fun. Tons of quotable lines. Very, very, very fun movie. Like, Paul Rudd is great in this with his part, and I think this is an all-timer kind of like fun, sex, crazy comedy to me that gets lumped in with me with some of those big ones from the 80s. I absolutely love this movie. And of course, it takes place in Hawaii on vacation. All right. Got a few more here. Oh, okay. We got it. Now we're getting tight to where to go next. Let's go back to the American Pie series. And this one, American Pie Part 2, I mean, the whole thing takes place on summer vacation. It's about having the best last summer vacation of your life before you go off to college. They rent a house. A bunch of friends rent a house on Lake Michigan up there. Now, I don't know anything about that. I'm from the South. We go to the beach. We don't go to the lake. I mean, we have lakes. We have big Lake Lanier here in Georgia, but we're only a few hours from the beach in Savannah and only a few more hours away from Daytona or whatever. So we go to the beach a lot. But it is a lot of fun. There is some crazy, crazy fun scenes in this. If you've never seen this movie, do yourself a favor. I actually think I'll maybe like part 2 here better than the first one and better than the one I worked on. I like this one. There is a great scene where they get busted spying on these two women, and it's like a dare challenge that goes down that's absolutely hilarious. But the whole thing is about the best last summer vacation before kind of growing up and going to college. It's absolutely perfect for those summertime vibes. All right, just a few more here. This one is actually a pretty old one, and I actually only have this. This is a DVD that was scanned in from a VHS Preservation Society. So it looks, when you put it in, like you're watching it on VHS, even with tracking and everything else that they had to set up. But this movie is Space Camp, and I've actually mentioned this in another movie because this, or another video, because this is a movie that was like I was super into when I was a kid. Like, this is mid 80s, so I was like maybe 8, 9 or something when this came out. And this movie has a pretty heavy hitter cast. It has Kate Capshaw, it has Tom Skerritt, it has Kelly Preston, it has a young Joaquin Phoenix, it has Leah Thompson. I mean, around Back to the Future time, this movie is star loaded for the 80s, and it is actually, it's right up there for me with a lot of the big comedies that you think about from the 80s. And it's about these kids that go to a summer space camp, and their big ending to the camp is to get to go sit in a real spaceship and feel the engines roar and everything else. But through a set of events, they actually get launched into space, and they have to, survive and get back home. And it's absolutely a lot of fun. Takes place in the summer camp. Again, kind of a theme here. Has those summer vibes for you. All right, I got 5 left. Now, these are 5 big ones. I'm going to go back to the horror genre here for some 90s stuff. And this is I Know What You Did Last Summer. The name's right there in the title. You want a good summertime horror movie? What are you waiting for? It is I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is like Sarah Michelle Gellar and Jennifer Love Hewitt, and at the height of their powers, because this is like around season 3 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So Sarah Michelle Gellar was like super popular. You had Jennifer Love Hewitt, and then you've got Freddie Prinze Jr., Ryan Phillippe. I mean, you know, you had some 90s heavy hitters in there. It's a fun horror movie, kind of take on the Hook Man kind of thing. Takes place in the summer. He knows what you did last summer. All that. It's right there in the title. Fun summertime horror movie. Gives me those summertime feels, because I think I probably saw it at the movies during the summer, because I'm sure it was like a late summer drop. But I Know What You Did Last Summer, definitely on the list. Let's go back to the horror genre one more time. Actually, there may be 2 more. Depends on how you classify it. But let's go back and, hey, The Lost Boys. I mean, this is one of my favorite movies all time, regardless of genre. Regardless of genre. The Lost Boys, I absolutely love it. It's summertime. They come and move in. Even if their mom says, you know, when school starts, things are going to change around here. I'm a dad. I think I've probably said that already. I don't know what you can say about this movie, but if you haven't seen it, shame on you. And if you have, all right, welcome to the family. The Lost Boys, great summertime horror movie. If you're looking for summertime horror, Lost Boys has to be close to the top of your list. And remember, they're only noodles, Michael. All right, final 3 here. Oh boy, I'm gonna go where, like, I didn't do these in any kind of ranking order, but these. Oh, I'm wrong. I got 4. I got 4 left. 4. And I didn't do these in order, but like these would definitely be close to the top. All right, so let's go in with The Great Outdoors, another John Candy movie, the old 96er. I mean, give me a ride and suck my wake. This is a great movie. I love John Candy. This is John Candy and Dan Aykroyd absolutely getting after it and having a lot of fun. I mean, Annette Bening is in there and stuff. There's other people in the movie, but John Candy and Dan Aykroyd going off on each other, going back and forth in this setting is just absolutely great. This is a classic as far as I'm concerned. I think I probably have my 2 favorite John Candy movies on this list, with Great Outdoors and Summer Rental. I absolutely love both of those. And yeah, this whole summer vacation in the woods, it's not my choice of summer vacation, but it gives me those summertime vibes. And you got to check out Great Outdoors. And if you can get that last bit of fat and gristle down, we can get you some free desserts and shirts for the kids. All right. Last 3 now for sure. And next up is Chevy Chase has to be on my list. This is National Lampoon's Vacation. And you can't really go wrong with first or second movie. As far as I'm concerned, National Lampoon's Vacation and European Vacation and Christmas Vacation are the only 3 vacation movies. Those are my favorites. This one is absolutely... I mean, this is perfect fun. And to know that they did this actually on a summer vacation, filming going across America. Like, if you ever watch the making of this, like, I mean, holy shit, they were actually going to these places and doing this stuff. So it's a lot of fun, classic. Nothing is going to give you the summer, like, kind of nostalgia vibes more than watching, like, Christy Brinkley ride up in her red Ferrari and pull up beside the car, and Clark. I mean, this movie is absolute gold, and it is must summertime watching. Absolute must. I am a massive Chevy Chase fan. Actually, you know, sneakily, maybe just named after Chevy Chase. Just saying. And I absolutely love this movie. Definitely summertime vibes. Now, these final 2 are partial to me for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're huge movies. One came out right before I was born, and the other one came out when I was like 17, I believe. But the last 2 years that my grandmother was with us, she actually came to my house and was hanging out for 4th of July, and we watched both of these movies each year, back to back, on the 4th of July. So one of them that we're going to start with is 4th of July movie itself. It's Independence Day. I mean, hell, like, has to be a summertime movie. It's today we celebrate our Independence Day. You know, we cried out in one voice, we will watch this movie every summertime. So, you know, it's Independence Day. It's, you know, mid 90s kind of, you know, it's got some cheese to it, some camp a little bit now when you look at it. One thing I actually find funny is in the movie script, you know, they make fun of Jeff Goldblum's dad for saying that Area 51 exists, and they're like, oh, it's not real, it doesn't exist, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's a conspiracy theory. And then they find out in the movie that it does exist. And then like 12 years later or 13 years later or so with the Freedom of Information Act, they're like, oh, yeah, by the by, Area 51 exists for real. So it is fun. It is a great watch. I watch it probably every summer and kind of think of my grandmother when I watch it, as I do with this one, which is the one she liked even better. And no summer movie list is complete without this movie, the ultimate summertime movie. Yes, I'm talking about Spielberg's classic, the original blockbuster, Jaws. I mean, you know, what can you say about Jaws that hasn't been said? Amity means friendship. And I absolutely love this movie. How can you not? I'm a big Spielberg fan, always have been. And this is what he went through to make this movie and how everything just worked out. And look, forget the shark. Captain Quint's speech on the boat about the USS Indianapolis, which was written by John Milius, I believe. They went and had him beef that up, I'm pretty sure. Makes sense. And he delivered that completely drunk. I mean, he had a drinking problem, which contributed us to losing him early. But he delivered that actually drunk in like one take. And it is absolutely fantastic. And I love stories like that. I love watching this movie. It's a classic. It is the ultimate summertime movie to put you in the summertime mood. And that is my list for summertime vibes movies. We got the official kickoff of summer here with Memorial Day weekend wrapping up. It is time to look forward to the summer. And let me know what you think of the list. What are some of your favorite summertime movies? Let me know. It's all about letting the good summertime vibes roll. And if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and share it, whatever you can do to help the channel grow. And let me know what you'd like to see when we're hanging out together. And until next time, this is Chase with AV Pop Culture. And be kind, rewind, baby. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. I know.